Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. Uh, Red Eagle Politics did a video, a collaboration. I don't know what it is, an interview with a couple people in regards to the I don't want to say a substance. It's definitely not. It's something that's to improve your health. We're not going to be much involved when it comes to that. What we're mainly talking about in regards to the feedback. So I usually give feedback after his videos. I mean, really, this is uh, something I wouldn't really respond to. This is really an interview, etc. So ideally, I have nothing really to respond to. So we're just going to talk about RFK Jr. because there has been a lot of left-wing propaganda on RFK Jr. that has to be addressed. Every single hour, it seems, the left is trying to trash RFK Jr. for just trying to stand up for people and their health. Because best believe there is a crisis in healthcare right now, and the truth is people are benefiting. The government, deep state, they're benefiting from people dying. That is the truth. People are benefiting from deaths. And they're getting rich from it. Ideally, as my poster says here, part of making America great again is making America healthy again. And that is why President Trump chose RFK Jr. to be his health secretary. Kennedy understands the deep state's desires for a sick care system. The deep state would rather see assisted suicides and abortions go up so they can get their money's worth. They actually don't care about your well-being, and they don't, honestly. Kennedy's desires to remove poison out of our food and pushing Americans to eat healthier will better America's reputation on the world stage. The stereotype that Americans are unhealthy and overweight is just wrong, and we need to change that stereotype. It's time to change. And it's funny because if this were like Michelle Obama, and believe it or not, Michelle Obama, when she was first lady, pushed an agenda of eating healthier, etc. And everyone glorified her because of that. But because RFK is in the Trump administration and he's telling people to eat better, this is the worst thing ever. And they're creating these stupid conspiracy theories against RFK Jr. just to defame him. And the thing is, what he's saying is not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. Because ideally, what do doctors do about people that walk in being super overweight? If you're a doctor in your well-being, you should not be afraid to say, "Hey, you are way too big." Because that's your job. You're a doctor. You're a doctor. Your job. You're getting paid to call that out. And you're being paid to recommend change. There's an example. My doctor, not really a big example, told me a hard truth that I needed to cut down of drinking soda pop. And I really drink diet pop, just Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. She's like, no, that's not good for you. You need to stop drinking that. It was hard. It hurt. Ouch. That's the rough part of being a doctor. If you actually care and actually love these people like the left wants you to think they do, like love, then you will tell hard truths. Yeah, you need to cut down on eating. Because it's not meant to be constructive criticism. It's not meant to be criticism at all. The doctor, although sounds like it's just a put down, makes you feel discouraged, make you feel insecure. This is an emotional person's argument. Yes, we do want to be sensitive and understanding and compassionate that, hey, look, this is a struggle that this person has. And that's why doctors are here to help you. Doctors are here to actually say, hey, look, here is a pathway. I want to talk about your weight. I want to talk about your diet. Let's meet together and create a plan. But if we're all going to be act all butthurt, and the liberal left in the society, they're saying we can never question people on their weight, and I don't think we should. It's not our place. It's not our right, especially if we don't know the person. That's kind of creepy. But if you're a doctor, you better talk about this person's weight, because your job is to make sure that this person is healthy, this person is good, well, in having his or her well-being. And the fact that we are letting doctors let grown men and women walk in and out of the office that are over 500 pounds is, with zero questions, with zero suggestions, is infuriating. Then what's the point of walking into that office and receiving health care? Ideally, the doctor, I wouldn't say the doctor, I think the doctors themselves are good people. The system really doesn't care if you're good, sick, or whatever. They don't care if you are literally dying on the bed. They want their money. Now, the left, they will agree with us, the very far progressive left. But here is the difference. The very far left will say, that's why we need health care for all. That is why we need to make sure that everyone has affordable health care. That's why we need free health care in regards to people dying. That's socialism, in other words. That's not what we're advocating for. That's when what the libertarian right or something like that, the right and the left clash when it comes to healthcare. Yes, we do have something in common with the left, that yes, the deep state is definitely ripping off patients. The deep state definitely doesn't care if we die. They don't care if we are if we're overweight. They don't want us to change. In fact, they want us to be overweight. That's why they're throwing a big fit, because RFK says, hey, look, let's get rid of food, let's get rid of cereal with so much calories. Why do we have cereal? Why do we have all this junk, all this garbage that's just going to make your health worse? Why is it even in there? You don't need that amount of calories to make it through a 17-hour day or 6-hour work day. You don't need that. But then again, it's about pleasure. It's about the feeling about having something good, taste. It's all about taste. Then you get cravings. So obviously, Americans are people where, yeah, you can get cravings, and the cravings lead to addiction, and the next thing you know, you're going to McDonald's every day, every week, and you fall into this really bad habit. So obviously, are we saying ban McDonald's? No, we're not banning anything. All we're doing is helping people become more responsible, helping people become more aware. Obviously, I don't think we should get rid of sweets and everything. No. And part of this is people, they need to be, this involves self-responsibility. This involves self-responsibility of saying, hey, look, if it's not my neighbor's fault, it's not my parents' fault that I am 500 pounds. It's your fault. Because you had a choice to of course, work on that. Now, there are some circumstances, less than 1%, in my opinion, of people that, they have a huge problem, a disability, or in other words, where they can't control their weight at all. So I don't necessarily like judging people at their size. I generally don't think about it. I don't have no real feelings because I don't know their situation. But I am concerned for their well-being. And I'm like, okay, can this person make it through? Can this person become a grandmother or a grandfather? Can this guy who is 500 pounds make it to see his kids have kids, to see his son get married. I hope he thinks about that. Do you want to see your son get married? Do you want to see your daughter get married? Because right now, if you continue this, it's going to get worse. And people are dying from heart attacks because they just don't know how to control their weight. RFK is pointing this out, but it somehow becomes so taboo to even say this. Oh, leave people alone. You can't. You're being fat phobic. Here's the thing: fat phobic is super dangerous. I don't even know how we came up with the word phobic, but like transphobic, Islamophobic, fat phobic, and all these like a phobia. And this is what the left loves phobia, so make tons of phobias. But what about MAGA phobia? Fear of MAGA fear of normal people. But anyway, what I'm basically trying to say is, yeah, fat phobic. This is just a term to cover up the greed that the deep state is doing. The deep state really don't care if you die from a heart attack. They care if they're getting paid from the services that they are offering you to supposedly fix you. They're not. Fixing you would say, hey, go home, work out, go to the gym, stop eating this food. That's fixing you. But really, you go on weight management. That's nothing. Weight management. No. We need doctors that will tell hard truths. RFK Jr. is basically saying, hey, look, people need to become less fat. People need to be, they need to lose less weight. And we need to start supplementing food that has these unhealthy minerals and these unhealthy calories that are just ruining our kids. And obviously, the news, they're obviously having a hard time with that. How MAHA moms and RFK Jr. are spooking food companies. So this is Wall Street. They're obviously a federal, let's see. I can't read it because this is a description. But you get what they're saying. This is Wall Street. An example on that. RFK Jr. has already broken his vaccine promise. And you can never trust anything from the Atlantic. But you get what I'm saying. The left is crying because they don't want change in regards to the healthcare system because they're getting rich from it. They're getting rich. They're getting tons of money from people coming in, wasting and basically doing nothing to help them and paying a whopping bill just to go back home and do the same thing that let you back into the hospital. Oh, well, make sure you don't get a heart attack. Well, make sure you don't get a heart attack. That's by working out and going on a diet. So, yes. I do think RFK Jr., his plan, make America healthy again, he is what we need. I disagree with him on some issues like abortion, but I think Kennedy has moderated his views that he had a few years ago. I think he's against abortion in regards to random abortions, which, by the way, abortions aren't safe, guys. They aren't. Because what abortions, what they will tell you all the time, abortion's health care, abortion, access, well, we don't understand. When you ask, okay, are abortions safe? They'll tell you right out, they're safe. Well, okay, is there been a time of anyone who has been killed by or died during abortion? They will not answer that question. And the answer to that question is yes, were a lot of women that died. And it really depends on your immune system. It does depend on your health. But basically, let's see what the media will say. Are abortions safe? This is what the media will tell you. Yes, abortions is generally a safe medical procedure when performed by a qualified healthcare provider. Really? Well, let's see what the risks tell us. Likely any medical procedure, abortion can have potential risks, which are generally low. They always have to add that. These risks may include infection, bleeding, and incomplete abortion, serious complications, and rare, especially when the abortion is performed in a healthcare setting by a qualified provider. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, I do not doubt that most people that get an abortion make it out just fine. 70, 80%. But there is at least a double-digit amount of people that die. And the fact that we don't inform people of the risk, we're not supposed to. We want you to get your abortion so we can get our money. And if you end up bleeding to death a week after your abortion, or you have a cardiac arrest, it was a week. Nothing to do with the abortion. They always do this. How many people have had a heart attack or cardiac arrest after abortions just weeks or a couple weeks or a month after the abortion? Lots. And they will literally say, oh, it was just a cardiac arrest. Oh, it had nothing to do with the abortion. This is what they tell us. But there are many. This is the risk they literally put you on. So, yeah, Kennedy is a moderate with the issue. He knows that, okay, he can't work with Republicans and expect to get their votes like Tim Scott, who's very pro-life and very anti-abortion, which he really pressed at Kennedy on that abortion topic. But I believe Scott did vote for Kennedy, meaning that there is some areas of abortion that he is against. I think it's just random abortions because I didn't think about my job. I didn't think about my going to school. Blah blah blah. And the thing is, yeah, you decided to have a baby with your partner. Guess what? You got to own with the consequence of that. That's real life. And that is where responsibility and accountability is going downhill, going down the drain. No such thing anymore. And that's sad. I mean, this is what we taught our kids, and we have parents teaching their kids, you don't need to be responsible. And we absolutely do, because that's how world life is. Real life. But what about assisted suicide? And they'll tell us let's see what AI has to say. Assisted suicide safe. And obviously, it's not. It's assisted suicide. What do you think? Let's see what AI says. Okay. Good news is they are giving me the suicide and crisis line 988. But the left is generally very pro-assisted suicide, which is stupid because if you think about it, we have posters and around our high schools and our middle schools and some elementary schools, warning them on mental health and mental health awareness, suicide awareness, and giving the 988 number for those who are thinking about doing the suicide, which is I absolutely support. But what I'm very critical is once they're graduating, once they're 18, where they're free to make their own decisions, oh, go to the assisted suicide clinic and get assisted suicide. What? So, hang on. You don't like it when we are below 18. So, people below 18 shouldn't die from suicide. But if you're 18 and above, you can die if you want. That does not make sense. I think it's either you are too weak to see a child die, or you're just played by the system. So, no, if we are serious about the dangers and the stopping suicide and suicide prevention, we gotta stop assisted suicide first. Because suicide is suicide. I don't care if someone helps you in it. That's murder. Someone gives you an injection. I don't care if the state gave you the thumbs up. That's murder. Murder. And what's Kennedy's belief on assisted suicide? I don't know. I would say maybe he's for it, maybe he's against it, but a sane person would be against it. Because, hey, if you support suicide, assisted suicide, you're most likely supporting suicide towards everyone. If you're a kid, it's fine. You can go kill yourself. You're nothing. You don't mean anything to this world. We don't care if you die. That's basically what you're saying to this kid when you support assisted suicide. Which is disgusting. No wonder there are so many kids that feel like they don't mean anything. They mean nothing to this world. Because the government treats them like garbage. And that's what we are. They don't care if we die. They get money from the assisted suicide. And they don't think about us. And they don't think about our families. Oh, no. They will not think about our families. They don't. I can tell you guys, the people that run assisted suicide have dehumanized people so much. I can guarantee you they treat the unborn child like a cell. And they are very pro-abortion. So, RFK is Make America Healthy Again. I do support the basics. The stereotype of people, then again, walking around with weight over 500 is not okay. We need to actually have people working to get them back to lose weight. Weight management right now is not good because there's people that are just too weak. The doctors are too weak to get their patients on it because they don't want to hurt their feelings. Guess what? Hurt feelings saves lives. I don't know. I think we all agree. Hurt feelings saves lives. I won't call it hurt feelings. I'm going to call it hard truth. Hard truths hurt save lives. It may hurt your feelings, but it saves your life. If it scares you, great! That's good news, then change. So, obviously, Kennedy is getting bashed by the corporate oligarchs that are running the health, like, for instance, the food companies, because they want their poison in their food. Why? Because that's what's getting people to buy it. They don't necessarily buy it because, where the calories. No, they want the flavor. But if we get rid of the calories, the flavor of it is likely to change. I sometimes get sugar-free candy. And I'll tell you, sugar-free candy is pretty different than normal candy, which normal candy bloated with sugar. Bloated, like so much calories, but sugar free. It's not that sweet. It's kind of bitter. So understand, the food companies are like, oh, if we get rid of the poison out of our food that is making our kids overweight and possibly dying in the future, we're not getting our money anymore. Why would you care? So you think you'd rather have people walk around obese, getting lots of money for it, than having people live a healthy life. People live a life with no misery while you get less money. The pure entitlement and selfishness is obvious. So, in regards to the vaccines, I'm a vaccine critic. I don't take vaccines. Not like them. Don't like them. Why? It's not because I'm red-pilled. I never liked vaccines, first of all. Because ideally, things happen. I'm kind of that person, in religious reasons, that will trust God. I don't need a vaccine because I trust the Lord. The Lord is my vaccine because the Lord knows my future. And if I get sick, if I die, then that was his will. I am not going to fight against the Lord's will, and I'm not trying to be willy-nilly and careless, but I'm not going to be panicking. Now, if it was like rabies or something like that, sure, I would get a vaccine for that. But COVID? Flu shot? No, because I'm going to get the flu anyway. The flu is not deadly. Period. Flu, cold or something like that. We get sick. And guess what? Getting sick, that improves our immune system. We get sick. That's real life. But these people that want to do injections, and I just take a look at RFK's experience, and that's the thing, guys. This guy, I feel kind of bad for him because just look at how hard it is to pronounce and make a sentence. This isn't Joe Biden. This is a vaccine that went wrong. And it just didn't hurt. It didn't just hurt RFK Jr. in the end, but it made him an anti-vaccine activist. That's expected, idiots. So don't boo-hoo, whine, and cry. Maybe sympathize with him. Guess what? He thinks the providers that gave him the vaccine did nothing to make sure it was safe. And I can guarantee you, RFK Jr. is right. Vaccines, they're not all safe. We're putting substances in our body. And if we don't test it, and we don't make sure this is actually safe, and this is actually going to help, and this is actually not going to lead to lifelong consequences in the end, in the future, it's not worth taking. So, I do believe this man. And I do believe he's experienced. Yeah, he's not a doctor, so what? Pete Buttigieg ran the Department of Transportation. He had nothing to do with transportation. RFK Jr., though, I can tell has had a lot of experience in the medical field. No, what I mean by experience, he never was a doctor. He was a lawyer. But I can tell he did his research. He's done his research. And I mean, hey, look, I'm sure if you had the experience and went through the sufferings that RFK Jr. went through, you would do research. Make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone, or this doesn't get worse. Trust me. That raspy voice didn't need to happen. But because he took the vaccine, and obviously I'm not saying he shouldn't have, because he didn't know. He trusted everyone else like him. He was like everyone else thought that they were safe. But guess what? They are not. RFK Jr. is living proof. So we talked a lot, from obesity to abortion, assisted suicide. It's basically the facts that, hey, you know what? Government, they don't really care about us. They don't want us to be better. It's their job to figure us out, to get us back to good health, so they can get our money. And really, they're not getting us back to good health, because we go back home with the same problem. Really, it's up to that person. If you're a person that's obese, it's up to you to change. Not the doctor's not going to help you. It's you. What the doctor can give you a big shunning, make you open your eyes and see this is what your future is going to look like if you don't change. The doctor won't do anything. And the fact that we're paying for health care, like the Democrats want free health care. Really? So, really, we're paying for someone's health care that this person is nowhere near getting better. Nowhere near getting better. Like, by choice. I'm talking about diabetes. I'm talking about obesity. And if we're in a free healthcare system, this person's going to the doctors, coming back out with a bill. Oh no, if free healthcare, he or she wouldn't have to, but the taxpayers would have to pay for it, for that person to continue doing what he's doing. That's pointless. That's a rip off. So we talked a lot. So what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.